Okay, so what's up? It's me, Butterfly to Light, and this video comes from a question. Um, well, one of my subscribers wanted me to answer this question: how to tell when a Gemini man is in love? How do they act? Like, what are the signs? Okay, so basically, Gemini men, I feel like when they are in love, they are pretty much dedicated to you, to the person, to the situation. Okay, so they may go out of their way to do things for you. They may, and even if not that, it could be thick and thin, thick and thin. They're gonna still try to make the relationship work, keep the relationship together. Okay, they're gonna. It doesn't matter what they're doing. I don't care if they're sitting there and they're cheating, and the people that they're cheating with, you know, they could be sitting there waiting. He will pretty much be there in the place, in the position that he wants to be. He's gonna be there with the person that he wants to be with. Okay, and um, it doesn't, like, where, how does that look? It doesn't really look any specific way, because remember, you're talking about a Gemini here. A Gemini is just like um someone that experiences, and they learn and they grow as they experience. And it's pretty much going to be somebody, to be honest with you, like a lot of times Geminis look for a distinct partner. Okay, so they look for somebody that either is there for them. Like, for instance, if they've showed their other side, and they've been in complicated situations with the person, and the person, it has not really left them, or being scared away of the way that they feel, how they express themselves, and the way that they act, how they feel, things of that nature. They tend to stick to that person because they feel a connection with the person, and they feel like, well, this is the person that understands me, so this is who I'm going to be with. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes they feel, no, a lot of times that person that they're with, even if that person is placing certain demands on them, is not to the point of where that person is controlling them. That person, or the person that they're with, is probably allowing them a certain element of freedom. And this is just how it is. Like, freedom in their expression, freedom in their mind, freedom in, like, just period. The person is like allowing them their freedom in their space. And this is the thing. The weird thing about Gemini men in space is this: it's not necessarily space the way that people would assume, because a Gemini can hang out with their partner, kick it, go out and have fun with their partner, go out and party with their partner, be at the house chilling with just them and their partner, like all day, all night, or whatever. Especially when things are good. But at the same time, they could be distant, like in their mind alone. And like I said before, with a Gemini, a lot of times they'll get so wrapped up in what is going on in their head, just thinking off in another time, whatever, another time realm, whatever, that sometimes they tend to forget or not be aware of what's going on in the moment. So emotionally, sometimes, or many times, lots of times, emotionally, they show up late, or not at all. It's like, well, daggone it, you seem to be so caring to me, and so interested in me, and so understanding, and just like, you say all the nice stuff to me, you say the nice words to me, but then at the same time, when it counts the most, when I'm coming to you about something, or when I need just some type of emotional support, you don't go deep enough. And so it seems like I'm alone. But no, it's just that a lot of times Geminis don't know. Most times a Gemini man is not picking up or looking at emotions or feeling emotions the same way that you're trying to get it across to them. You get what I'm saying? They the thing about it is Geminis are aware of emotions. They can feel emotions um, deep, but what they do is they generalize or they think away their emotions. So now if they're not thinking away their emotions, they are communicating it, expressing it. All right, and except for the how they're feeling it or how they're picking it up, it comes out and it sounds more like retaliation, something rude, something insensitive. You know what I'm saying? But it's just because they don't Geminis don't center their being around their emotions. That's like if you guys can get that and understand that, you know, it will help out a lot because I just don't. It's hard to understand, but it's just as hard to explain. It just kind of is what it is. It's constantly Gemini men are aware of both emotions. You get what I'm saying? Both emotions, the masculine and the feminine, like both principles. And because of that, it's like they feel complete with their own emotions. They feel complete inside. So they're looking at their partner to feel complete inside as well. You know, so when they don't do those things or say those things to make you feel emotionally secure, they're kind of looking at you like, well, really? Like, I don't think you should do that. I don't think that you should make me responsible of your emotions in order for you to be good, in order for you to feel like I'm your man. You know, like, shouldn't you know these things? Shouldn't you be, you know, emotionally in tune with yourself? Like, shouldn't you be emotionally strong? But everybody is not emotionally strong. Now, let's go back over and we can dive more into what I'm saying. Okay. So a lot of times, when you take the sign of Gemini, and this is the males as well, a lot of times Geminis are kind of like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this, I do what I want. Nobody's going to stop me from doing what I want. I feel like it's my right. Really, what they're saying is, I think what I want. Nobody's going to stop me from thinking what I want. Don't try to control what I think. Don't try to control my expression. Because remember, thinking and expressing it verbally, okay, or any type of way is just as effective, you know what I'm saying, than feeling it. All right? I want you to understand this. So, with that being said, it comes off as I want to do what I want. But it's really think. So whenever you tell a Gemini man, look, well, what? You're supposed to be doing this, you're supposed to be doing that. You can't do this, you can't do that. Automatically, subconsciously, there's some type of spidey senses or something that comes to the forefront and it's like, boom, what a hold up. So she thinks that she's about to sit here and tell me what I can't do, what I need to be doing, what I should be doing. Is that really what it is? And they may not say to you every single time, you can't tell me what to do. No. The next time you see them or come across them or whatever you just told them not to do, they might be doing it. They may not say that they're going to do it. They might just do it. Now you're sitting there left confused about why, like, oh my God, he is such a jerk. So I just sit there and I told him what he shouldn't be doing, what he better not do, and he's still doing it? And he didn't even say anything. Is he crazy? Like, I don't understand. And no, yeah, in a way, crazy genius. But no, it's just more along the lines like, okay, we're gonna, yeah, you know, that's your beliefs. Like, don't push your belief off on me. Now, is that 100% right when it comes to a relationship? I'm not about to sit here and jump on board and co-sign the behavior and saying yes, that it is. But another aspect to the Gemini male that Gemini carries, okay, and Gemini males as well, and you can't say, oh, that's a female trait, because remember, Gemini men really, really has both characteristics that it can jump in between. And just because it jumps into like the feminine characteristic doesn't mean that he's gay. It just means that he knows how to interact between the two. Okay? So, with that being said, the blatant will to not listen to what you were just told or what he was just told has nothing to really do with you. Okay? So don't attach the way you feel onto another person's behavior, onto his behavior. Because if you do so, you will be confused. All right? And I feel like another thing, it is a different way. I feel like when communicating to a Gemini about what it is that you don't want them to do and what you want them to do is not to never say don't do this or don't do that, because they're probably going to do the opposite. And I don't even think that they're aware that they're doing the opposite. Like I told you, it's subconsciously, right? It's better to communicate and say, you know what? I want to spend time with you, and, you know, can we schedule something? And I don't care if you're even in a relationship with him. It's I feel like you should be able to be free with the people that you're in a relationship with. So it's not like you gotta, you know, make all these arrangements all the time. This is just an example, okay? You know, communicate these things over in a way to where it's like y'all both agreeing upon this. This is a negotiation, because you are actively choosing. I am actively choosing. Nobody is telling anybody how they're supposed to show up. Okay. Okay. So keep listening. It gets a little bit more crazy. So with that being said, it's even with the emotional part. Okay, so let's get down to the emotional part then, because I feel like it does play a part. But like I said, well, before the emotional part, understand that the opposite of the Gemini sign is an energy is Sagittarius, the Sagittarius sign and energy. Now remember, whatever our opposite sign is, whether we like it or not, we draw traits from that sign. Okay? We either have those traits mastered and we're learning from the sign that we're in now, or we're drawing energy from that sign, the opposite sign. It's on the same axis, and the polarity is opposition, but it still works together. You know what I'm saying? It works together. It just takes maturity sometimes when it comes to our opposite energy. But think about the sign Sagittarius and that energy. Sign of Sagittarius is usually an energy that feels the entitlement. It feels a sense of entitlement. I want the fine life. You know what I'm saying? I want nice things. You know, how can I get it? That's what I deserve. You know, I'm optimistic. I'm not paying attention to everything else. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That sense of entitlement, Gemini picks up on. And Gemini is a sign. Hey, guys, look, take this personal or not. I say don't take it personal. Just, it is what it is, baby. The Gemini sign is a sign that has a sense of entitlement. People like to don't look at Geminis like that, because they don't look at they look at Geminis in the way that they want to look at you. They look at Geminis in the scope or from the perspective that they want to look at them as. They look at their behavior and they look at it as, oh, this is immature, this is this and that. They never want to put that it's in a sense of entitlement there. And Geminis can be snobbish, okay? But except for the snobbish behavior shows up like defiance and you don't got sense. You know, you stupid. That you're such a jerk. No. At all times, okay, at all times, even if a Gemini has not spoke on it, they've calculated. Even the men, they calculated the person, the situation, okay, what they can do, what they can't do, what they can get away with, what they cannot get away with. They know that already. I don't care how they show up. But in this sense of entitlement, what happens is Geminis is kind of like, I want to do what I want. I can get what I want. So why not? Don't tell me I can't do something. Like, don't tell me I can't do something. Like, who are you? Yes, I can. And I'm not listening to you. I listen to what I want to listen to. You can address me another way. Yeah. Okay, then I listen. But then they could turn around and sometimes tell you advice, and you're like, really? Really? And that's where the sense of entitlement comes from. All right? So they want to do what they want to do. Like I said, it's like a bratty kid sometimes, and they want to do what they want to do. They want to move when they want to move. Don't tell them that makes them not do it anymore. You can say, well, it's a complete waste of time. I beg to differ if you're going to stick around. If you are, see, this is the thing. This is the thing. Because when you're dealing with a Gemini man, you have to understand, like I said, they already know the situation. They know what you're going to do and what you're not going to do, what you're going to put up with and what you're not going to put up with. So that in return lets them know that, okay, well, there's no real boundaries in this situation. And me, since I'm really looking for freedom anyways, I'm not going to really press the issue. Like, I'm going to let them do what they want to do. But they've calculated what that looks like. Okay? And there's really, like, I don't know what to say. There's really no way around that. Okay? So, with that being said, with that sense of entitlement, that sense of like, I want to get what I want to get. Like, I feel like I deserve what I want, and I'm not stopping until I get it, however way that is. And I don't know what to tell you. Either you deal with it or you don't. That's pretty much what you're looking at here. Okay. So did we get to a good place? Did I explain what I've explained? Did I explain it? So the Gemini is kind of like this. You know who I am. You know what I'm about. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you on board or you not? Because I'm on board with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm on board with you. So what's it going to be? Now, with that being said, a Gemini man in love, like I said, will do you. No, a Gemini can do favors for anybody. They can do favors for anybody, especially people, because this is another disclaimer. People that they like some type of childhood friend, it could even be an ex, it could be just for their family. You get what I'm saying? They're going to try to do what they can to support that person or those people. Especially the men. Especially the men. Because that's what they do. That's how they roll. You know what I'm saying? Like, a Gemini man will go above and beyond, like, doing stuff for people. And I don't really think half the time they're like, dog, this is my friend. Like, dude, this is, like, what are you talking about? And I'm not gonna lie, like, are some of those people that they're doing things for, is it more than that? Yeah, there are times when it is, but you have to understand that there are those times when it's not. It's just Geminis in their head, they don't feel the need to just X everybody off the list just because the person made them mad, or just because they didn't work in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, dude, why? Geminis think that that's immature. They're like, dude, that's immature. It's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you get mad about something. Get over it. Nobody's perfect. You not perfect. I'm not perfect. Heck, I know I'm not perfect. So it's like, why waste your time and harbor resentment towards people? The person never did nothing to me. And so with that being said, they will do things. But for the person that they're in love with, they will do things for too. They will do you any favor. They will give you their money. They will give you the shirt off of their back. Okay? They will be supportive of you, encouraging of you, and all those things. They'll tell you nice things. They'll mean it. You get what I'm saying? They'll get on you when they feel like you need a little bit of pushing. Yeah. And they'll let you know the truth about something. Ask them, and they'll tell you the truth. Like, look, I ain't trying to get you to embarrass yourself. I don't think you should do it. You know what I'm saying? But if you can just understand that making them, tying them down and controlling them or telling them what to do, if you can understand that that's never going to get you anywhere with them, or they're never going to listen to what you say if you go about it a certain way, then you're good. You're good. Okay? And it doesn't matter. They might change up their ideas, or they may be interested in something 1 minute and they're not interested in the next, things of that nature. But if they down for you, they're going to be down for you, and y'all's relationship is what you gotta understand. And it's just that the emotional aspect shows up differently. They're not going to make you feel safe the way I feel like safe the way a usual relationship will pan out, emotional relationship pan out. They're not gonna make you feel safe. They're not gonna tell you those. I be hearing people try to act like, Geminis are liars. Like, they lie about stuff. I feel like this. I feel like Gemini has a very broad vision of what they want to happen. And, like, man, you know what I'm saying? I want this to happen. I want to create this. I want to accomplish this or that. And then, but it's hard to achieve because it takes a certain type of consistency, right? It takes a certain type of, plan to be in place, and it doesn't mean that they can't get it done. It just means that maybe they didn't get it done right then. And then a person will look at that like, okay, well, you're a liar. You know what I'm saying? And just to find out a little bit later down the line that the Gemini was not lying. And it's crazy because people a lot of times look at the lies as truth and the truth as lies. That's what's so freaking crazy about it. And, what I realized, Gemini men that's watching this, what I realized is that when people are talking about, they want like emotional, that they can't be in a relationship with you and they want some type of emotional connection and things of that nature. No, basically what it looks like is this. They want to know that they want to feel secure because they can't always find that security. They don't know how to really find that security within when dealing with you. All right. So what will happen is, if let's say they ask you a question like, would you leave all your friends and leave your friends and put people to the side for me? And you say, really think about it and say, no, I wouldn't. In an honest way, no, I wouldn't. I don't see why I would need to do that. Then that makes them feel insecure because they feel like you should have said, even if it wasn't true, is that, yes, I would do that for you, baby. I'll get rid of every last one of them. In reality, you still have them back in the background somewhere. Or would you if push came to shove, would you, and it's a choice between you and your mother, me and your sister, and you had to let one of us die, would you let me die or your sister die? And then Gemini man gives the answer of, that's a hard question. And you're like, man, you're supposed to pick me. You're supposed to pick me. The right emotional response is that you pick me. I'm your woman. I would pick you. And then Gemini man is more like, yeah, but my sister has been there since I grown up. My sister has had my back when I had nobody else. This is my sister you talking about. Why would you, what sense does that make for you to even say something like that? So Gemini, this is the thing, Geminis look at life a certain way, and they don't look at life like, okay, it's a straight shot answer, it's black or white. No, it's aware of its duality. Other signs are not aware of its duality. You know what I'm saying? Geminis is aware of its duality and cannot, and it confuses Geminis whenever they feel like, I don't understand why this is not making sense to other people. I don't understand why this is not making sense to you. And especially Gemini men, it can confuse them because then they don't know. Sometimes they're like, well, I don't know, because it's like, I don't really want to do A, B, or C, but it's like, this is what this is what I'm supposed to do to make people happy, or this is what, it's just confusing. You know what I'm saying? So no, they don't, it cannot, Geminis cannot observe life through black or white, either or. It doesn't make sense, because it's like you're saying, okay, either you believe in trying to think of something good, you know. Okay, so you take a potato. Either you have fries or either you have the whole potato. All right? And it's like, Gemini's is like, no, because we got mashed potatoes, we got a loaded baked potato, you know what I'm saying? We got loaded fries, you know what I'm saying? We got potato salad. It's like, dude, don't you see that it's not either or? It's not you have a potato or you have fries, boo. And I can't sit here and say, because life doesn't work that way. You know what I'm saying? The reality of the situation is this. I don't, like, to tell me to do something forever is like stifling me. It's like telling me that I don't have the right to live. I can't sit here and say that I'm not gonna say that I can love you forever, but I'm not gonna sit here and say we're gonna be together forever. You know, I'm not gonna sit here, I may not say that to you every time, because I don't know if I believe it. I want that if that's what can happen, but you keep putting all these stipulations on the way that it happens. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like they don't want you trying to lock them down. It's like, let them. I feel like this: if a Gemini man is in love with you, or is showing signs of it, they'll show up. They'll be there, even if they take their distance. It's because sometimes Geminis won't even be. You think they out with somebody else and doing this and all this crazy stuff, because when they do show up, it looks like some type of everyday fun thing. You know what I'm saying? Nah. They could be a dark side of them is that where they could just be off to themselves, man, like in their own thoughts, and you won't hear from them, especially if they're not living with you or in a full-blown relationship with you. And then when they get themselves together, they come out again. It ain't always about another person 100% of the time. You know what I'm saying? The other person is itself. Okay? And but yeah, they'll show up, and you don't really gotta. I feel like this. There's a conversation that you have when it comes to wanting to take the relationship further with a Gemini male, and I don't feel that conversation is more along the lines like, you know, this is what I'm ready for, but I do want to be married one day. You know what I'm saying? And I pride myself on, or I'm not necessarily I pride myself, but I am looking towards having a committed relationship with somebody one day. And you know, I'm not rushing it, but I do want that. That way you get it across to him that you want a committed relationship one day. But you're not saying that it has to be him. You're not forcing him to do it, because really it's letting him know what you want and what you value. But it's not saying like, okay, you better do this, you better do that. All right, and then it's just you allowing it to freely happen, develop itself. And another thing, my thing is this: a Gemini male can. I don't feel like you should take it that he's in love with you because he's chasing you, because a lot of times a Gemini male can chase somebody, but then back up. You know what I'm saying? Back up, or need their distance. I feel like it depends on whether he's really trying to form a relationship with you. You can tell because he could like I say this. You can tell because he's mature. He's mature in his interactions. And no, they're gonna have their childlike demeanor, but I'm talking like you can tell he's serious, because over time, don't just go with what he's first saying. Allow it to continue on and build up. And don't really always go in his direction. You know, if he backs up, back up. You know what I'm saying? If he backs up, you back up. And then don't just be going off of everything that he says necessarily. Like, be like, okay, I hear you and everything. But if it looks like, if you get with a Gemini male and he's already in a relationship with somebody else or dealing with somebody else, don't, please, don't get with him thinking he's going to leave the person that he's with for you. Because cheating or not, he's going to have a lot of loyalty to that person that he's with. Okay? And it's hard to understand. So I say, don't get with him or deal with him thinking that he's going to leave the other person. It's kind of like you enter at your own risk. Because if he wanted to be more with you, he would be that. You would be the person that he's living with. You would be the person that he's doing things with. And I feel like in order for him to make a decision about something that he wants to commit towards, he cannot feel like you're putting it in his head or, trying to manipulate him or get him to that. He wants to feel like that, no, I know for sure. And this is not something somebody told me. It's something that I know. So he may need time to really figure that out. Because I'm telling you, he's suspicious as crap. He's suspicious, even if he don't know that he's suspicious like, man. Because in a Gemini's mind, Geminis are constantly thinking that, somebody is trying to come and impose themselves on their freedom. And it's not necessarily the commitment itself that Geminis want freedom from. It is the right to have their own thoughts, the right to think what they want, the power of the mind. Like, Geminis thrive, Gemini men too, when I say this, on their ability to think, to know something. And it doesn't have to be something that is practical. It could be something that's in the unknown. And this is why a lot of times they look for information, they seek stuff out, they learn stuff, they pose questions to society that society is not yet ready to hear. That seems so different, and like, man, why would you even say that? Why would you even bring that to knowledge? Is because Gemini seek to know the unknown through its experience here. It's like, no, I know that it's something else. And receives a lot of that insight through its ability to kind of like be mental, to be in its mental space. And you got to understand the sign of the twins, which is really the sign of duality, which is really the negative positive, is really the feminine masculine. You know what I'm saying? It has its little tricky, undertones to it as well. And the dark side, Geminis know the dark side all too well. They know the dark side of people. They know the dark side of situations. So because of that, they feel like, man, it's best if, I'm just going to let me go free. I'm going to let you go free. And I don't want to have a relationship with you to where it's rehearsed almost, because you're playing a role, I'm playing a role. Like, no, I'm not playing a role. Like, don't play a role with me. It just is what it is. And we're going to find out. We're going to get there together. We're going to take this experience, And as complicated as that just sounds, that's pretty much what you're dealing with. Okay? So I'm going to stop right there. But if you guys have any more questions, feel free to let me know. And of course, y'all know I cannot explain that in a direct, short answer, because it's not either or with a Gemini. It's never either or. Don't ever say it's either you do this or you do that. Which one? Because they're gonna sit up there and with their entitled self, I'm entitled to my freedom. I ain't doing nothing. Holla. You'll be back. You'll be back when you realize